Hello, I think. I'm hoping we're live. For some reason, I'm having some connection issues. So if we run into trouble, I will switch over to my phone. Okay, it says I'm live, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Today we are talking about sleep posture and positioning. Very, very important, but first we're going to talk about a few housekeeping items. Number one is it is quickly approaching holiday season, and it is a perfect time for your 3-day reset. So if you have not picked up your book yet, I really recommend that you do. Doing a couple of 3-day resets before the crazy holiday season hits is going to put you in much better stead to not have that bulge in January that you need to try to remove. That holiday inner tube that comes on because we overindulge can be greatly reduced if a couple times a week we are doing some really clean eating and whole food nutrition during several of the days of the week. So 3-day reset is available on the website, and that brings up another point. It's available on our online store. And so some of you may not know that we have Wellfit and Fed has a online store, both right on the website and then also a link to our Amazon store. So what I put in my Amazon store is all my most favorite things. And so whether it's nutrition or exercise equipment or whatever, you can see what are the things that I'm recommending. So check out our online store and also check out our Amazon store. Also, if you want all the goodness from Wellfit and Fed, including recipes, exercises, and all the latest off-the-press stuff that not everybody sees, do go to the homepage on Wellfit and Fed and drop your name in the sign-up box that is right there. First thing that you'll see, and you will get all of that greatness to your inbox. So, holiday 3-day resets, I'm going to really recommend those, and also check out our online store, and also sign up on Wellfit and Fed because there's lots of great stuff coming end of year and beginning of the new year. So, okay, that gets some of that stuff over with. Welcome everybody who's signing in. That's awesome. As we're doing our video today, make sure that you're doing thumbs up or hearts or anything, because that flies across the screen at times that will allow me to know parts of the talk that you're enjoying, and then it lets me know how do I tailor talks going forward so that they are riveting and interesting to you, and so that really helps give me some feedback. So hearts, comments, the little thumbs up, any of those things, and really importantly is that you share these videos with your friends. So if you find the information valuable, please share it on your Facebook page so that other people can find it useful to them as well. Okay, so sleep positioning and posture. As a chiropractor, obviously this is my wheelhouse, but as a health practitioner, nutrition, fitness, and exercise sleep quality is exceptionally important. And so it is really, really key that we understand the proper positions to sleep in so that we get the best sleep possible. Not only get the best sleep possible, but also limit the amount of wear and tear on our spines and nervous systems as we sleep that can create problems down the road. So we're going to go over, yay, a thumbs up. I'm so glad to see whoever did that. Thank you, Megan. It's good to see you. We are going to go over the 2 key sleep positions that you want to be in. And I'm on the floor because I'm going to be demonstrating them. We'll talk through them first. And then the one position you never, ever want to do. And then we're going to finish up with pillow talk. Okay, we're going to talk about what types of pillows to buy, what not to buy, etc. So starting with the 2 key positions, backtracking just a little bit. Positioning and posture, why spend so much time on it? You know, there's probably years ago we didn't think about sleep position and posture. And here's the thing. We all sit for a living. Anything more than 2 hours a day is sitting for a living, in my opinion. And we don't get enough exercise, we're deconditioned, we're highly stressed. So our sleep positioning and posture becomes that much more important. If we worked laborious jobs all day long and we had very limited stress, and these are things that would create a situation where maybe position wouldn't be quite as important as it is now, but because we have needy bodies and because we are surrounded by stress all the time, it's really important that we get the best sleep and sleep in a position that is nurturing to our body, not stressful on it. Okay, 2 key postures. we are either going to sleep, and only these two, on our backs or on our sides. Now, when we're on our back, we're going to have a pillow under our knees, and we're going to do that because your hip flexors get very tight and your back gets into extension when you're sleeping on your back for long periods of time. And so when you tuck a pillow under your knees, what it does is it unhooks the hip flexor, and I'm going to demonstrate in just a jiffy, and it helps your low back relax. And so a lot of my patients have complained of low back pain upon waking, which is not normal. It's common, but not normal. Please remember that stiffness and pain when you wake up is not how it's supposed to be. So when we sleep on our backs, if we tuck a pillow under our knees, unhook those hip flexors, relax that low back, then some of that morning discomfort or stress on the spine can feel a lot better. And even if you don't have pain right now, this is a way to prevent wear and tear on the spine year after year after year until suddenly you're waking up and going, why do I have low back pain every morning? Okay. Now, we've already talked about mattress quality in another talk, and I will put a link to that in the comment section below so that if you're like, well, what about my mattress? Then you can hear a Facebook Live broadcast just on that very subject. So we're not talking about mattress today, just your position. So we just talked about being on your back. Second position is being on your side, but it's a little bit more than that. So when people are on their side, very often they get into positions that are not conducive to a healthy, aligned spine. So I'm going to hop on the table here in just a jiffy to show you. So on your back, pillow under the knees, on your side with pillow placement, like I'm going to demonstrate. So I'm going to hop on the table. If Hillary or Megan, who are watching right now, if either of you can't hear me, will you please just let me know because I got to head back just a little bit, okay? Here we go. So let's start with on your back, okay? So when you sleep, you're going to grab your pillow and you're going to tuck it under your knees and you're going to sleep on your back like that. And we're going to talk about pillows in just a moment, but when you are on your pillow, you want to make sure that your head is neutral. And what does that mean? It means that your ears should be over your shoulders, not flexed up on several pillows, because that puts a strain on the neck. So again, your back position is on your back, pillow under the knees, and a nice supportive pillow under your neck. Okay, so now we talk about side sleeping. Everyone's like, well, side sleeping, that's easy. Well, there are many factors to remember. And the first thing is that many side sleepers do two things they shouldn't. Number one is they sleep on their side and they tuck their hands up like this. This is a problem for two reasons. One is it causes impingement in the shoulders. And number two is it is a clear sign that your pillow is not the right pillow for you. Your hands are instinctively coming up under to lift your pillow up to support your head better. So you need to get a pillow that supports your head so that your hands don't find their way up there to try to lift you up a little bit. We don't want our hands up there because over time, flexion in the wrists, hyperflexion in the elbows, and compressing of the shoulders is not going to be good for you. Now, if you already have a shoulder or elbow or wrist problem, recipe for disaster. Okay, we don't want to do that. The second the second thing that side sleepers do all the time that completely negate the benefit of sleeping on your side is watch me. Here I am sleeping on my side, and what do? I bring a knee up like this, okay? Can you see what my hips are doing? They are completely rotating, and that's going to put a strain on our low back. So when you're on your side, we have to ensure that our hips remain aligned, that our shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles are all pretty equidistant apart and aligned. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, I used to, when I first started practice, just say, stick a pillow between your knees. But it was an engineer that brought to my attention why we need to explain that a little differently. I'm going to show you. So when you're on your side and you stick a pillow between your knees, can you see my ankles? Do you see how they are not the same distance apart as my knees? And guess what happens? That creates external rotation on the hip. And that can create problems in the hips for people. So what we do instead is we get a longer pillow and we make sure that the pillow spans ankles, knees, so that they are equidistant apart as the hips. So instead of this guy, you take a king pillow and you make sure ankles and knees are equal distance apart while you're sleeping. Okay, so that's number one. You can accomplish this with a body pillow because the next thing I'm going to tell you to do is grasp a pillow to your chest. This accomplishes several things. Okay, I'm going to show you the position, but then I'm going to sit up and tell you why you want to do this. So here I am hugging my pillow, and just like this. Now, when you hug a pillow to your chest, and this seems all very high maintenance, but let me tell you how much it's going to save your spine. When you hug a pillow to your chest, it stops me from doing this, closing everything in, bending the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders, all creating a lot of tension in the body actually, and impingement of the brachial plexus, of the shoulder capsule, of the elbow and the wrist. When I hug that pillow, do you see? I'm at a very gentle bend, if any bend, in the wrist, elbow, and shoulders. And so it also helps me keep this open because I don't collapse in as much. It stops my elbows from bending and my wrists from bending. The last piece of the pillow at the chest is the clincher. Many people, when they sleep on their side, they bring this all in and then they tuck, also putting a strain on the neck. So instead, when you tuck that pillow in and you hold it, you just rest your chin on the top of it, and it stops you from flexing all the way forward, which is not good for your body. So yes, it may seem kind of high maintenance, but when you sleep on your side, king pillow, knees and ankles, normal pillow at the chest, but bigger than you might think. Because I was talking to somebody just yesterday and she said, oh, I have one of those squishy pillows. And I said, show me like when you hug it, how close it gets together. And she just did this. It's not doing anything. We want to make sure that that pillow is opening us up. Okay? So on your back, pillow on your knees, on your side, pillow between your knees, and hugging a pillow to your chest. Those are the two ways to sleep, your only options. Now, the one way to sleep, which you might have guessed, that is tragic for your spine, your nervous system, and your sleep quality is, anyone? Anyone? Stomach. Here's what happens. When you're on your stomach, this is what it tends to look like. I'm down on my stomach. I have my head rotated one way, and most people don't sleep like this. They bring a knee up like this, okay? Now, there are so many issues with this. We could be here for a while. I'm going to try to keep it brief. When you sleep on your stomach, 3 problems happen. Number 1, your back goes into extension, causing wear and tear on the facet joints of your lumbar spine, and that can create back pain. If you hike one leg up, you are then tipping the hips and twisting them. And now you have twisty hips and a stressed out low back. That's the least of your worries. Next, you're on your stomach, so you're compressing here. Well, guess what? Most of your inspiration comes from the front of the chest. So you have now just limited oxygenation as you sleep. And that's the most important thing that you're getting while you sleep, is deep oxygenating breaths, which you are now just limiting. So those 2 are bad, but the absolute worst is you saw where my head was. It was turned all the way to the side. You have extremely important neurology exiting your neck, heading down your shoulders. You have a brain stem right up here that is not meant to be rotated for 6 to 8 hours a night. And the other problem is no one turns, oh, I'm gonna sleep this way tonight and I'm gonna sleep this way tonight to create equal wear and tear on our spines. No, you always prefer one side. And so every night you're rotating to one side, just shearing away those facet joints and irritating those nerves on either side. And it is definitely going to come back and bite you at some point. If you say, well, I haven't had any problems so far, well, ask somebody with carpal tunnel how long they typed before suddenly they had an almost incurable condition. And so microtrauma is what it's called, and that is little bits of wear and tear, but over time can be just as problematic or even sometimes more problematic than the macro traumas like whiplash or stepping off a curb wrong. So if you haven't guessed, I am a total militant proponent of not sleeping on your stomach. Well, I've had patients go, it's impossible. I can't get off my stomach. Well, yes, you can. There are several ways. Number one, just do it. Start to train yourself to sleep on your side or your back. A lot of my stomach sleepers are like, but I need that pressure there. It's comforting, it's relaxing. That hug of the pillow when you're on your side will really help with that. So the bigger and kind of firmer pillow that you get, give it a good hug, pull it into your chest, and sometimes that will satisfy that need to have compression on your stomach, and I get it. Next, just start to try to reduce the amount of time you're on your stomach. Even if you reduce it 25%, that's 25% less wear and tear on the nervous system, on the spine, 25% improved sleep quality. So that's key. Now, the third way actually works. You're going to laugh, but I have done it in my practice several times, and that is take your stomach sleeper, whether it's you or your partner, get a t-shirt, and sew tennis balls into the shirt on the front. No one wants to sleep on their chest when they have tennis balls digging into their chest, and it absolutely will break them of the habit. So just stop doing it, or try to reduce, or tennis balls, okay? For sure, if you're a leg hiker upper, try to stop doing that, for sure, whether you're on your side or your back, okay? Side or stomach. So, back sleeping pillow under the knees, side sleeping pillow between the knees, making the knees and ankles equidistant apart, and then hugging a pillow to your chest. These are good. Stomach sleeping, because of the stress on the low back, the compression and deoxygenation on the chest, and the rotation of the neck, creating all sorts of stress in the neck, is a no-no. A never, in fact, okay? So, those are the sleep positions and postures you want to do. Now we need to talk about pillows. I'm going to just look real quick to see about questions here. Leslie, hello. Yes, luckily you can replay these broadcasts for all of your stomach sleepers. So please do, okay, because it's really, really important. Now pillows. And I always love talking about pillows to stomach sleepers because it's like, but you're on your stomach. So it really doesn't matter what pillow you have because you're not using the pillow in the way it's intended. So that in fact, it makes it worse because not only are you rotated, your head's extended up on a pillow. So if you're insisting on stomach sleeper, please don't use on stomach sleeping, please don't use a pillow. Okay, so pillows. Well, between the legs, king, firm pillow. At the chest, queen, firm pillow. You can also get a beautiful body pillow if you prefer that. I'm going to list a few down below here of ones that I like that you can just click on the link and purchase. Okay, so that's easy. Nobody's paying me today to promote their pillows, and so you can be assured that I am not trying to push product. And Tempur-Pedic, we're going to talk about for a sleeping pillow. Okay, and here's why. If you remember, I showed you on your back that I want your curve of your neck supported, but I don't want your head flexed forward. And that's tough to do with a traditional pillow. There's two ways to accomplish this. Okay, number one is to purchase yourself a Tempur-Pedic contour pillow. And I prefer the back/side sleeper. Here's why. There are very few people that sleep exclusively in one position. And in fact, nocturnal movement is important for our bodies. We should have a certain amount of nocturnal movement. So flipping from side to side on your back, our bodies need that, okay? So the Tempur-Pedic, why I love it so much is because it is built for a back sleeper and a side sleeper. But most people use it wrong, okay? So this is the pillow. If I'm sleeping, this is where I want it to be. But you can see there is a type of cutout here and a type of cutout here. This is the back sleeping portion, When you're on your back, you want to be here because it's a slightly lesser curve. When you're on your side, you want to roll up onto this more accentuated contour so that it fills in this distance from here to here. No regular pillow can do that, and guess what we end up doing if you're using a regular pillow for that? We end up tucking our hands under and scrunching like this, right? Scrunching it up here so that it fills this all in. Well, that's not a great solution because then we have that impingement situation. So the contour pillow is great. They come in different thicknesses and sizes depending on how big your shoulders are. And if you are exclusively a back sleeper or exclusively a side sleeper, you can still use this pillow. That's just fine. Okay. And so anyways, that's what the pillow that I recommend for a neck pillow. Now, I said there were two solutions to pillows for your neck. And the second solution is, what do you call it? Well, it's a hack basically. Is you take a regular pillow and you roll up a towel and you slide it in the bottom of the pillowcase. So you're creating a contour pillow. So you have your regular pillow and you slide the towel, rolled up towel in right here. So you create a hump and then you have the rest of the pillow here. And when you sleep, you put your neck on the hump of the towel and then you rest your head on the back part, okay? And that works for side or back. And you play with the thickness of the towel that you want. And so that is just a quick at-home way you can get a contour pillow if you either don't want to buy one or can't afford one or whatever. It's an option. All right, let's recap real quick. Two best positions to sleep in, back or side: pillow under the knees, pillow between the knees, and hugging at the chest if you're on your side. Never, never, never stomach sleep. Stress on the back, decreased inspiration and oxygenation during the evening, which is not so good when you're sleeping, and stress on the neck because of cervical rotation. Pillow choice: contour pillows are great because they can help support your cervical curve while not flexing your head too far forward. Just make sure you're getting the right one. And I really do like the Tempur-Pedic, is great. Nova Foam is one that's sold at Costco. I just find it breaks down more quickly. Pillows should be replaced every year. This Tempur-Pedic pillow actually goes for about 2 years before I notice it starts to break down. And the Nova Foam ones, which are kind of this Tempur-Pedic knockoff, they go for about a year. So I mark in Sharpie on my pillows when I bought them so that I know when to replace them. Most of us kind of know when to replace our pillows, but just in case, that gives you a good opportunity to make sure that you don't go too long with an unsupported pillow and wondering why you're feeling unrested or in pain in the mornings. Okay, I'm gonna just check questions. Dun, da, da. Yes, that actually, Leslie, brings up a great point. Numb hands at night, that probably means you're impinging, okay? There's lots of different things it could mean, but one of the things I find with patients is if I can get them out of this position or this position or this position, open them up, hug them a pillow like this, in conjunction with appropriate chiropractic care, stretches, and some different things, it can really help that numbness at night, okay? It needs to be diagnosed properly, but changing your sleeping position can really, really be helpful. Okay, let's see if there's anything I missed. Nope, it looks like I got that all. I would love if you would share this video with other folks, and also make sure to sign up on Well Fit and Fed so that I can get you all the latest, greatest information, recipes, workouts, and new books and presentations and classes that we're going to be doing. I would love you to be a part of that. So pretty sure we covered everything we need to. I hope you have a wonderful day today, and I look forward to seeing you next Friday. And look on Facebook for the announcement of the title of the class and what time we're going to be running it. And thanks for tuning in. Okay.